Good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Grand River Raceway for this Friday evening. Our first race will go to post in approximately 20 minutes. Let's get a look at the changes on this evening's card of racing. Note race number 1. We have a scratch.
You in a hurry?
And the scratch is on number 8, SOS Jules. Race 1, scratch 8, SOS Jules. Note that Anthony Hahn will drive 3, CS Gold Policy. Anthony Hahn will drive the 3 in the first. In race number 2, number 7, Irresistible, huge change. Aluminum to steel shoes up front. And 8, Magnetar Sealster is scratched. Race 2, scratch 8, Magnetar Sealster. In race number 3, number 5, One Last Bet is scratched. Race 3, scratch 5, One Last Bet. Note that number 6, Society Jill, the driver, will be Brett McDonald. Brett McDonald will drive the 6 in the third. Race number 4, number 5, Fablo, bridle change, open to blinkers. Races 5 and 6 have no changes. Races 5 and 6. The 7th race, number 7, Must Be Nice. Driver change to be announced. TBA on number 7 in race 7. Race number 8, number 6, Shake It If You Got It. Driver to be announced. TBA on the 6th and the 8th. Race 9, no changes. Race 9. And race number 10, 9, Last Call, Jerome, is driver to be announced. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race number 1, Anthony Hahn will drive the 3, scratch 8, SOS Jules. And the second race, equipment change, number 7, Irresistible. Aluminum to steel shoes up front. And 8, Magnetar Sealster is scratched. It is 16 minutes to post time. Well, correction, 17 minutes to post time. I was looking at the tote board. Now 16 minutes to post time. You know, that is time to bring in, from Margaritaville, live in the mansion, our co-host, Robert Reed Jr. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic, Gary. It's the Sam again. Oh, it was? Oh, God. We're going to...
Apparently we're having some technical difficulties.
Okay, all right. Sorry, guys. Some technical difficulties there. We'll get those sorted out. But yeah, no, Gary, I'm really excited for this weekend of harness racing action. Of course, we're on the eve of the North America Cup eliminations at Mohawk Park, and obviously they've got lots of eliminations this weekend starting tonight, and then of course next week will be the big dance for that one. But the harness racing weekend in Ontario starts off right here at Grand River Raceway, and it's a nice card top to bottom. Our feature race will be in the ninth tonight. It's a Filly Mares Preferred 2 on the pace. And of course, lots of changes to get caught up with because when the leading driver in all of Canada is not here, Tyler Borth, that's going to definitely mean we're going to have some driver changes to be made throughout the evening. But I love the sequences tonight, especially the early pick 5, which has a guaranteed pool of $2,500. And it gets started off in race number 1. We'll come back in about 8 minutes to post. Take a closer look at that sequence. 8 minutes to post till the opener here at Grand River Raceway on a fantastic Friday. You know what that means? It's early pick 5 time. Guaranteed pool $2,500. Low takeout 15%. And I am, last night Gary was sitting on his wallet on his ticket. That's what I'm doing tonight. I really like this sequence, and I'm going to play it pretty thin throughout, using no more than 2 horses in each of the legs. And in the opener, I'm going to use the 3 and the 7. That's CS Gold Policy, and the 7 Last Kick of the Can. Last Kick of the Can, nice win last time here at the River on opening night. But post 7 this time around, lots of support for that one. Going to use the 3 CS Gold Policy as well, racing off the bench. Too deep for me in the opener. Then in race number 2, I almost singled the 1 Clint's Vet. It was going to even be a cheaper ticket if we did that, but I added the 4 St. Lad's Criminal. Third start now of his career, getting progressively better, and maybe tonight is the night. Back half last time, 55-1. That is very fast over the oval at Western Fair in London. So I do think he's a good ad in there, even though we did get beat by the 1 Clint's Vet last time, finishing third. Well, St. Lad's Criminal finished fourth, but those 2, I think, are the ones you want to zero in on in the second dash. Race number 3, singled up in the 3 Cinderella Delight. She's moving up in class, but I don't see anyone that's going to really challenge her off that latest victory last week here at the River, and it was electrifying. She won by nearly 6 lengths as even money favorite. She's going to get bet off the board again, and I'm not going to use anyone to beat her. I'm just going to single up on her and move on to race 4. Too deep again in there. The 3, bet on it. Nice win on opening night here at the River from post 6. Now moving down to post 3. That is facing, a bit of a tougher field, but I'm just going to add one more. It's a 7 Dressel Hanover. I think this one might provide some value from the outside of the gate. A little bit of time between starts, but certainly has the goods to get the better of this group if he can work out a decent trip. And in the final leg, the money leg, race number 5, well, my best bet of the night, the 1 Carson's Gouda. Second start back off the bench. Travis Henry aboard. Sign me up. Rail Control. Love this horse tonight, singling that one as well. So for 20 cents, just $1.60. For $1, it's only $8, and I'll be playing it probably for more than that. So jump in with me on my ticket if you like what you see, but let's hear what we have from Gary Guy on this fantastic Friday.
Well, I did spend more money in the pick 5, and I have the same profile for the early and the late pick 5, just to keep it simple, easier math, Simple minds like simple things, and so the same pattern also. 3 horses in the first leg, paired up 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then later tonight, 3 horses in the 6th, and then pairs the rest of the way. So here we go. First race, though, 3, 4, and 7, maiden trots. I always want to have a few because I just think that's the place to wind up with something unforeseen, and those seem to be the logical ones. Second race, we have the same 2, but I will tell you, I think St. Lad's Criminal is the one to beat in there. We'll see how that unfolds. And the third race, the 2 and the 3. 3 is the one that you single up on and is my winner in there. The fourth race, just the 2 and the 3. 2 Redland Wrangler and 3 bet on it. I don't have 7 Dressel Hanover outside post position, but I respect the connections. And race number 5, the 1 and the 4, you're alone on 1 Carson's Gouda, but tell you, I've seen some big efforts from Big Diamond. It's hard to get that out of my mind, so I actually have Big Diamond to win in there with Carson's Gouda as my second choice. So, and tonight, Rob, we have 7 different winners selected. We had 7 different on Wednesday night, so we're keeping the theme of having different opinions.
There you go. I mean, it's nice to be, our tickets, well, there's some differences. It's still similar, right, in many of the spots there, but it's nice to have, like you said, a differing opinion there, Gary. And you know what? Big Diamond in the finale, I think, is, one that has a big chance to win. I just thought I'm going to look for better value, especially in the multi-leg sequence, and go to Carson's Gouda and not wasting the equity there, just single up on her. If I like her that much, I've got to put her as the only one on my ticket. But 4 minutes for you to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 5. Again, the guaranteed pool was $2,500. The takeout is 15%. And we will come back after the post break, take a closer look at this opening dash.
Field for race one on parade. One is plate time for Eva. Tyler Moore for Francis Gilmet. Number 2 is Oh My Lucifer, Brett McDonald for Duncan Brewer and Randall Urquhart. Number 3 is CS Gold Policy, Anthony Hunt for Bill Budd and Frank Lamacchi and Tony Baselli. And number 4, Enjoy Trotting Lauren House for Tim Myers and David O'Macaulay. Five is All-Star Majesty, Colin Kelly for Kyle Bossens. Number 6, Deal in Double, Travis Henry for Mark McCormick. And number 7, Last Kick at the Can, Scott Quiller for Dale Fritz and Matthew Trelford. 8 is scratched. It is a field of 7 maiden trotters, and well, let's get right to it, Rob. CS Gold Policy, Anthony Hahn for Billy Budd is your top pick. I'm sure you're looking at that back half of the last qualifier.
Well, that's a big part of it, no question, Gary. It's one of those ones where you look at the competition in there too. I mean, Digimon would probably beat this field by as much as he pleased, and there's other good ones in there as well. And the back half is certainly encouraging. And I remember watching this horse quite a few times in his previous efforts, and there was some good ones over a half. Getting decent pieces, especially that second place finish to Jacked in the Autumn Series. So looks smart on the track right now. Second choice on the board. I'd be surprised if he goes off at this number, 3-1 come post time. But I definitely had to have my multi-leg ticket, and I put him on top. I thought the post edge was enough for me.
Well, then we'll go to number 7, Last Kick at the Can, because that's my top pick. But post position 7 made me lukewarm. Shocked that it's 9-5, because I don't think I'd want post 7 at 9-5, and yet we've had a couple of post 7s win so far in the meet.
Yeah, and I went down on a favorite on Wednesday night at a short price from post 7, and I was regretting it afterwards. And look, you know what? For trotters, especially young trotters, like for her and here post 7, it might change the dynamic off the gate, right? You have horses that are gapped sometimes when it's inexperienced trotters, maybe some break stride, which would certainly help her and almost have her inherit a better spot off the switch. But yeah, I struggled with putting her ahead of my top choice, CS Gold Policy, strictly because of post. I thought the last effort was a good one. Got away third, first over, won with relative ease. I think there's some decent horses in here, but I thought she beat a pretty solid group last time as well. So the only one I could put ahead of her was right now the now favorite, 8-5, the 3 CS Gold Policy. But I do think she's got a chance in here. Just wouldn't want to take a short number from out there.
I had trouble figuring out what to do with Deal and Double, because basically it looks like there's 2 horses there, Deal and Double. The one that raced in April at London that was really good, and then one that looked not good at all of late.
Yeah, it's tough because I think that, with what he's shown as his best, I think you go out there and beat this group. The problem is, like you said, we haven't seen it since April. He's made some miscues since then as well, which is obviously a big time concern. Last time just kind of got away off the gate and lost ground. Again, not a bad group he was up against in the Prospect Series at Western Fair. I just thought he's an underneath player for me. If he minds his manners, I think he should land probably in the Tri or Super. But yeah, the inconsistency certainly, caused to not get too excited about him for a win ticket.
I included Enjoy Trotting in my pick 5 just because. So this would be the second start of the year. Tim Myers has put up some numbers, and I think this one could have a little more stamina. Came home in 32-1 last race after 3 really good quarters. Enjoy Trotting. I just might enjoy 7-1 if he steps forward off that race.
And he can, right? We always talk about that too. We say, second start back off a layoff, especially a lengthy one like that, is one where you have to, kind of take notice of it. I was actually all over him last season. When he made his first start at the barn of Jeff Gillis, didn't work out as the favorite at Mohawk Park. Obviously, a lot of time has rolled off the calendar since then, and that latest effort, third in a race where Tony Cash, the winner, a trotter I've always been fond of too. Not a bad effort there. So he takes a step forward. Maybe for me, exotics underneath, I had a hard time putting him ahead of the 3 or the 7. But I guess we'll see how it shakes out.
And then number one playtime for Eva, back-to-back fourth place finishes and gets the inside. And Francis, his barn's been pretty solid and has a lot of starters and does fairly well for himself. This filly on the inside post, if there's some gate speed, could land on the ticket 15-1.
Yeah, always hard, right, to maintain those kind of big numbers with that many starters. And you know what? I love his trotters. Sends out a lot of nice trotters. So, yeah, one that we always talk about the pole position, right? Got to use that one in your exotics. Big number right now, 15-1.
Well, right now, number 3, CS Gold Policy, with Anthony Hahn driving, is the favorite on the board at 8-5. But I've got number 7, Last Kick at the Can, at 2-1, as those two are getting the lion's share of the action. Playtime for Eva. Oh My Lucifer and CS Gold Policy on the inside. Enjoy Trotting and All-Star Majesty in the center. To the outside, Deal and Double. Last Kick at the Can. It's a field of 7. Race number 1. First of 10 dashes on a Friday night at the river. Here they come.
Giddy up.
And the field for race number 1 is at the start of the round. Enjoy Trotting, playtime for Eva, Deal and Double, and then CS Gold Policy, Last Kick at the Can, then Oh My Lucifer, and trailing the field is All-Star Majesty, but it is Enjoy Trotting who's got the lead right now. Deal and Double on the outside, and now playtime for Eva will take second, Deal and Double is third. CS Gold Policy is fourth away, then it is Last Kick at the Can, Oh My Lucifer, and All-Star Majesty is trailing. They roll on to the opening quarter. Enjoy Trotting at 6-1 has the lead. Playtime for Eva at 24-1 has got that pocket ride, and Deal and Double is on the inside third. CS Gold Policy in front of Last Kick of the Can. Well back on My Lucifer and All-Star Majesty. 28-2 is the opening quarter. All-Star, Oh My Lucifer went off stride. All-Star Majesty gains one spot at the backfield, and they race off the turn. Enjoy Trotting trots in a lead of a length and a half. On the inside, playtime for Eva. Coming first over, CS Gold Policy. Last Kick of the Can is right up on the back of CS Gold Policy, and Deal and Double is fifth on the inside. All-Star Majesty moves to the outside. 3 to the inside, 3 to the outside. Half of 59-4. A 31-2 second panel breather for Enjoy Trotting. CS Gold Policy gaining ground, and Last Kick at the Can is staying right up with things in third. Playtime for Eva now is dropped back, and All-Star Majesty is moving on the outside. CS Gold Policy now comes on and takes a lead of a half a length. Enjoy Trotting is second. Last Kick at the Can is racing third. 3/4, 129-4. And it is CS Gold Policy. Last Kick at the Can wants to kick on by Enjoy Trotting and then try to track down CS Gold Policy. At the field turns for home, but CS Gold Policy is looking golden right now as they come on down the stretch. Drive CS Gold Policy seen on top in the first, and then Last Kick at the Can picks up second. Then Enjoy Trotting and playtime for Eva 159-3. CS Gold Policy came first up, but still was able to drive on and look pretty darn good, Rob.
Yeah, it did look very good in his 3-year-old debut. So obviously we showed a little bit of something last season. Has had some time to mature now, and find himself in a nice spot, right, in his sophomore debut, inside post, beatable group. He did exactly that. Like you said, first over, kind of, got to the lead with relative ease and then drew away under no urging whatsoever to Anthony Hahn, and he's just kind of on cruise control. So be interesting to see what he does from here, because I thought he had some ability when he came out last season.
And then, Last Kick of the Can did have, he was right up on the back of CS Gold Policy. It was just a matter of CS Gold Policy was better.
Yeah, definitely he was. It was still a nice effort for a 3-year-old filly, and it's just her third career start, and she had to race on a helmet this time, and she did forge past for second. I thought she was actually going to tire in the lane and maybe the two favorites would get split, but she went on and did her job to get up for the place spot, and you're right. Enjoy Trotting, well meant today, no question. Went to the lead. 28-2 opening quarter. Did get things his own way in the middle stages, but definitely another effort to build on for that son of muscle mass.
And then, of course, we did get to use the one on the bottom of the ticket at 24 to 1 to help it pay a little bit.
Yeah, always have to have the rail horse, right? We talk about it. No matter what the price is, if there's any kind of form there, they've got to be on the bottom end of your ticket.
Well, my top four were 7-3-4-1, but you know what? You had the right horse on top, and I did not. And that one on top was number 3. CS Gold Policy, a 3-year-old muscle mass bay gelding. Frank Lamacchian, Tony Maselli, the owners. Bill Budd, the trainer. Anthony Hahn, the winning driver. CS Gold Policy takes his season's debut, 159-3. The first race bounce. 3 CS Gold Policy, 450, 260, 220. 7, last kick of the can, 270, 254. Enjoy trotting, 280, $2 exactor, 1070. Dollar drive, $1530. Dollar super, $59.90. Fans, here are two driver changes. Races 6, races 7 and 8. Race 7, number 7 must be nice. Jason Ryan will drive. Race 7, 7 must be nice. Jason Ryan. And in race number 8, number 6, Shake It If You Got It. Garrett Rooney will drive. Garrett Rooney drives 6, Shake It If You Got It in the 8th. The first race order finish from the top. 471, 365, 2 scratch. That's 471, 365, 2 scratch.
All right, 4 minutes away till race number 2, and it's time for the early pick 4 guaranteed pool $2,500. And Gary and I both survived like one of the pick 5, but I'll be jumping up and in this early pick 4 right here because I told you I like this sequence, folks. I really do. And we're going to play it tight right through the pick 4 as well. No changes to who I'm liking in these 4 races. Race 2, the one Clint's vet right now, 1-9, getting hammered on the board right now, and was a decent third last time at Western Fair as an odds-on favorite. But I'm also using the 4 St. Lance Criminal, who finished fourth in that effort in that same race, and I thought it was a big effort. Second lifetime start, now third start. We might see him be even better. Too deep for me in race 2. Just a single in race 3. Cinderella Delight stepping up in class, but the win last time was just too good to ignore. 2 in a row for Brett Lesser, and I think she keeps on trucking with another victory. So we're going to single up on her. Race 4, too deep with the 3 bet on it, and the 7 Dressel Hanover. Willing to go to the outside of the gate for that one, just hoping that he can get situated off the switch and maybe make a move at them in the middle part of the mile. Gary's got me worried now about the 2 Redland Wrangler. I went back and watched the replay again. Nice effort last time from post 7 at Western Fair, but I'm sticking with the 2 I've got, the 3 bet on it and the 7 Dressel Hanover. And my best bet in race 5. No need to use anyone else. I'm going to single up on the horse I like the most on the entire card. That's the 1, Carson's Gouda in the money leg race 5. It'll finish off both the pick 5 and the early pick 4, as well as it'll be a super high 5 in that event. But I just thought she, raced reasonably well for a first start back off a layoff, and now she will be working from the pole position, dropping a class. Travis Henry aboard. A lot of boxes being ticked for me, so she's my best bet of the night, and a single in race number 5. Just 80 cents for a 20-cent wager on this early pick 4 ticket for yours truly. And I'm going to probably play it for a few dollars. So you play it for a buck, it's $4, $2, $8, and so on and so forth. But 2 minutes for you to map out your winning wagers for this early pick 4 sequence. We'll come back after the post break, take a closer look at this upcoming dash.
Field for the second on parade. 1, Clint's Vet, Brett McDonough for Tim Myers and Valpar Stables. Number 2 is Catch the Spark, Travis Henry for Vic Putty and Mike Horwood. Number 3, Back 9, Charge, Tyler Moore for Rod Boyd and Ellie Bale and Jefferson Davis and Ken Ward. Number 4 is St. Lad's Criminal, Anthony Hunt for Lori LePage and Rebecca Williamson. Number 5 is Arab Southwest, Lyle MacArthur for Linda Wellman and Timmy Aspen. Number 6 is St. Lad's Flash, Larry Small for Eric Wilson and St. Lad's Farm. And number 7 is Irresistible, Colin Kelleher, Clark Bealby and Coyote Wind Farm. Scratched is number 8, Magnetar Sealster. Let's get a look at this field. And now 1, Clint's Vet has at least come up to a more respectable odds. Even money on the board. And, well, Clint's Vet inside post position. Second start off of Being Sick. And, Rob, you're all in on Clint's Vet, although you did back it up with St. Lad's Criminal.
Yeah, I put Clint's Vet on top. I like St. Lad's Criminal, the way he's progressed, but I thought Clint's Vet's going to, definitely, probably be the one to beat here, especially look at that win over Western Ferry, won by 5 lengths, 58-3, April 17th, then was off a vet scratch sick, missed over a month. So you can understand why, last time out he ended up finishing third and disappointed, but he went off at 30 cents to the dollar on that occasion, right? So I thought we see him at around 6-5 in here. Not the 1-9 we saw earlier. Think that you've got to respect him, but I didn't want to be married to him in the pick 5 because I thought he would take a lot of support and St. Lad's Criminal would be the better value and maybe a potential bust out.
For me, the thing with St. Lad's Criminal, I just keep looking at that 55 and 1 back half and say, if he's not as far back early, he could really be large in here. The odds are getting closer, 5-2.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You look at it and you say, well, Clint's Vet beat him last time by a healthy margin, but he certainly had the jump on him, right? Especially at the half. He's still more than 11 lengths back on him at the half, and then only got beat by 2 lengths to that rival, like you said, 55 and 1 back half. A couple of starts under his belt now. Third start is always the one you want to say, okay, now we're going to see his best. And there's some certainly some pedigree there too. Got 6 siblings with over 100,000 made, and one that we're familiar with, St. Lad's Beat It. That's a half brother. So I mean, this is a horse that by all right should take another big step forward tonight. And maybe he's good enough to get the job done. Right now we see him as a second choice. The odds might tighten up, but I would bet pretty heavily that he is the second choice in the multi-leg wagers.
Next, you went to number 2, Catch the Spark. I didn't use this one. The thing that I couldn't understand with Catch the Spark, a couple of really good races, a lot of spark there, and then the others, not so much. So just 3 top 3 finishes in 15 starts, but good at Hanover last race. You looked at that race?
Yeah, last one was better, no question about it. Left out of there, ended up, finishing second, beaten, a half a length on the end of it, and also missed, some time going into that effort, right? So another horse, second start back after missing some time. You always have to, respect that. We always talk about getting back in a regular rotation is very key for these horses. And inside speed, right? We keep talking about it. Inside speed at the river, especially early on in the meet, you've got to have them on your ticket, and I think he's going to get situated nicely off the switch.
And Christine just woke me up. Actually, Catch the Spark is my third one. There's not a lot of spark upstairs here in the announcer's booth. How about number 7, Irresistible at 19-1? The shoe change, aluminum to steel shoes. You'll love getting away from those aluminum shoes, don't you?
Well, it depends what you're looking for. On a horse that's kind of been steppy, any change is one I like, except flip-flops, as you know. Flip-flops I don't want to see. But yeah, aluminum to steel on a horse making breaks, I'm okay with that. And I love this horse last week, if you remember. This is one I'm almost supposed to just bet back off principle because he's 16-1 right now. The shoeing change might help him, mind his manners. And I thought the effort 2 back was really good, way better than it looks in the program. So if he wins at this number, Gary, I will be very sad. I'm hoping we see something from him today and then we can jump on him next week. And
I should mention that Arab Southwest is your 4th one and did finish with a good back half last time out.
Yeah, one that I think has a bit of a chance in here. Just depends on the way the trip goes. I think he gets away mid-pack, probably fights for a smaller piece.
I'll try to remember who I've actually picked next race. We'll see if we can get that straightened out. But the field for race number 2, Clint's Vet Catch the Spark on the inside in the center. Back 9, Charge St. Lad's Criminal and Air of Southwest. On the outside, St. Lad's Flash and Irresistible. Field of 7 for the second dash on a Friday at the river. Here they come. There at the start of the off, Catch the Spark in Clint's Vet, Air of Southwest, and then back 9 Charge and St. Lad's Criminal, then St. Lad's Flash and Irresistible. Into the backstretch they go. Catch the Spark has got early spark. Clint's Vet now is going to loop around and want to reclaim the lead. Clint's Vet is going to come on the outside. Clint's Vet now is moving up, making a house call and coming on to clear to the front. Catch the Spark is second, then about 4 or 5 back to back 9 Charge and Air of Southwest and St. Lad's Criminal. Then it is St. Lad's Flash and Irresistible is back trailing the field. Clint's Vet dropped back down to 1 to 5 and has the lead on around the turn. The advantage right now is about 2 1/4. Catch the Spark is second. Back 9 Charge now. St. Lad's Criminal is already up and moving. 28 and 4 opening quarter. Clint's Vet leads them up to the half, looking to get a breather. Catch the Spark is second. St. Lad's Criminal is closing ground from third, but still a half dozen lengths off the lead. 58 and 2 halftime. Air of Southwest is racing fourth. Then back 9 Charge, St. Lad's Flash and Irresistible. And on into the backstretch they go. And it is Clint's Vet. Catch the Spark. St. Lad's Criminal is racing third and is going to now step to the outside, and then Air of Southwest. It's Clint's Vet as they race on towards 3/4. Clint's Vet not receiving any urging as Brett McDonald sits very still in the bike. St. Lad's Criminal now is closing though and has got that lead down to 3. 1:27 and 4 the 3/4 time. It is Clint's Vet. St. Lad's Criminal is now a length and a half back and is now coming rapidly. Clint's Vet on the inside, though, now is going to pick up the challenge and try to come back fighting on the inside. Again, St. Lad's Criminal. On down the stretch road they come. They're going to settle things in the lane. Clint's Vet on the inside to the outside. St. Lad's Criminal rolls on by to win it. Clint's Vet was second. Air of Southwest is third. And Catch the Spark fourth, a mile of 1:56. Flat for St. Lad's Criminal, taking it away from the 1 to 5 Clint's Vet. Robert, go ahead.
Yeah, and you could see, Gary, that Clint's Vet looked like he was kind of in hand and just enjoying himself on the engine, big comfortable margin. And then St. Lad's Criminal was asked to go on by Anthony Hahn, pinned his ears and said, okay, game on, let's do this. And he closed the gap rapidly, drew up alongside, and went right on by. So, what we saw in that latest effort at Western Fair, that big back half, well, he just kind of displayed it today. That was a huge effort from St. Lad's Criminal, and a horse that, has a lot of things going for him to maybe be a real nice racehorse. I think just showed us that he's going to be heard from here, because Clint's Vet looked like a horse that was just on cruise control. He had no answers for St. Lad's Criminal. 3 to 1, hopefully that price in the pick 5 and the pick 4.
I like the fact that Anthony Hahn recognized as they're coming up to the half that he'd better get moving and started already rolling so that at least he wasn't going to be way back off of it.
Yeah, he did, exactly. You can't be too far, out of it. There was still a big margin to make up, and I think he was pretty confident in his horse, though. You could tell, when he asked, he got a huge response, and St. Lad's Criminal kind of took off, and you could see in the lane, looked like they might hook up for a fight. It didn't last very long, though, and again, one that I'm going to be very excited to see next time, though.
Well, the good thing is you backed up your 1 with the 4 in the pick 5, and you get a 3 to 1 in the pick 5 instead of a 1 to 5. So there is a silver lining to this.
Oh, it definitely is. And again, a horse that, I thought might need another start. I guess I should have jumped on the bandwagon and put him on top tonight because, you did, right? You got him on top, 3 to 1.
On top of Ruski.
Nice winner for Mr. Gary Guy.
The blind squirrel found an acorn. 4-1-5-2 is the top 4. Back in front of us is number 4, St. Lad's Criminal. 3-year-old Control, the Moment Brown colt, owned by Rebecca Williamson, trained by Lori LePage. And it is an Anthony Hahn double. First win for St. Lad's Criminal, 156 flat. The second race payouts, number 4, St. Lad's Criminal, 820, $3 210. 1, Clint's Vet, 210, 210. 5, Arrow of Southwest, 350. $2 exactor, $10.60. Tribe, $20.45. Super, $49.90. Double of 3 and 4, $23.30. The second race order finish from the top down. 2-4 DNF 1365. That's 2-4 DNF 1365. Scratch on the bottom.
Starting with the 2.
Field for the third on parade. 2, Century, Georgia. Travis Henry for Cameron McQueen and Robert and Ron Woodburn. Number 3, Cinderella Delight. Colin Kelly for Brett Lester and Michelle Attard and Louis Bois. Number 4, Bookie Baby. Jay Harris for Mitchell Tierney and Jamaximo Racing. Number 6, Society Jill. Brett Madonna for Gerard Demers and Jean Merbois. And 1 is Double Tiger. Daryl Thiessen for Peter Finnegan and Peggy Finnegan. Field of 5, Phillies Mares for race number 3. And Rob, well, on paper, Cinderella Delight looks like it's all hers to just grab and likely to make the early lead. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see any other trip scenario for her. I think that she's going to be aggressive off the switch from post 3, and you got a short field, right? So we typically see these races kind of become drivers' races where there's not a ton of action, and I think that's how it's going to play out here. She looks sharp on the track right now. She's listening to everything that Colin Kelly has to say to her, and she looks pretty amped up. So I think we'll see her up and at them early.
And now number 6, Society Jill, your second choice. That last race, it kind of does stand out at Georgian Downs. Now, look, did tail off a little bit late going, but still hung tough to the top of the stretch and parked every step of the way. And comes in off of a win just before that at Flamborough Downs in a class like this one.
Yeah, exactly. One of the ones that I guess you could say, has been racing at this level and with success, right? $8,500 claimer 2 back was a winner at Flamborough, and last time Overland a long way. So, I mean, if you were looking for one that's going to be a challenger, this is now sixth start for Gerard Demers, and 8-1 right now. I mean, that's definitely the value on the board. I mean, Cinderella Delight, we're going to see 1-9, 1-5, something like that off her latest effort. If you were going to try to beat her, I think that's where you want to go shopping.
I went shopping a different direction, and the only reason why I wanted to try to beat Cinderella Delight is because I thought might be exactly what you see on the tote board, 1-9. And in these pick 5s, if you can ever take down a 1-9 horse and have your horse in the pick 5, so that's why I did throw in the 2, and you went alone, which is probably the smarter play. But I like to chase that bigger ticket by taking out the favorite. Century Georgia has been consistent, but I'm just not sure she would have enough to get by and win. Doesn't show big-time closing speed. And really, as you mentioned, too, with a 5-horse field, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think so. But, to your point, what you just mentioned about trying to beat favorites in these sequences, it's not necessarily who wins, it's who you beat, right? Always. Like the last race, that's a big knockout. Clint Savette getting beat's a big knockout. Cinderella Delight gets beat, now all of a sudden it would be, pretty hefty payouts no matter what rolls in from here on out. But Century Georgia for me, trailing post last time, nose back on gate, inside starting spot. I just couldn't really get there because the margin was so big last time between these two, and I think she's a useful horse. I mean, you see all the on the board finishes she's had as of late. She's hit the board in many of her recent efforts, and I think she might do that again tonight. I mean, she should in a 5-horse field. I just couldn't, compare her to the likes of Cinderella Delight at that latest effort.
Now, the one thing to note, 2 starts back, Cinderella Delight beat Century Georgia by just a head, but still, I might just be wishing. But 18-1, why not wish? And number 1, Double Tiger. Well, inside post can get Double Tiger rolling again after post 8 at Flamborough.
Yeah, post 8 at Flamborough, we're willing to just cross that off the page, much like post 8 here at Grand River. And, was facing pretty tough competition there, right? $8,500 claimer. Look beyond that, even tougher groups. So now Rail Control, Softer Company, Short Field. She gets away, reasonably well off the gate. I mean, unless she's going last, I think she should be in the mix throughout.
Well, it is a field of 5 for the third race. Double T, Century Georgia on the inside. In the center, Cinderella Delight to the outside, Bookie Baby and Society Chill. Field of 5, third dash. It is post time. Field for race number 3 is at the start of the rough. Cinderella Delay, Double Tiger, Society Jill. Then it's going to be Bookie Baby and Century Georgia trailing the field. Cinderella Delight has got the lead. Society Jill is still racing on the outside. Double Tiger is filling the pocket. Bookie Baby is fourth, and then Century Georgia is relaxed away to trail the field. And now Society Jill is going to find a seat to the inside, racing third. And Cinderella Delight, as expected, leads the field on past that opening quarter. 1-5 on the board. Double Tiger is right there rolling along in second. Society Jill is third. Then it is Bookie Baby and Century Georgia off a 27-4 opening quarter. Cinderella Delight leads as they race the way off the turn and they come on towards us. Double Tiger is enjoying the view in the pocket of a 27-4 opening quarter. Cinderella Delight looks for that second panel breather with no challengers to the outside. Halftime 57-4, 32nd second panel. Double Tiger. There goes Society Jill working to the outside. And then it is Bookie Baby and Century Georgia still trailing the field. It is Cinderella Delight who's got the lead. Society Jill to the outside is second. Double Tiger third. Then Bookie Baby and Century Georgia. But Cinderella Delight is still well in hand and now gets a couple of taps as Society Jill has moved up. And then driving right on is Cinderella Delight again. And moving down to the inside, Society Jill is going to save some ground. Nose to helmet in the pocket. 3/4, 1:26-3. Bookie Baby outside third. Then it is back to Double Tiger and Century Georgia. Cinderella Delight. Society Jill might be able to challenge again, but Cinderella Delight, as they turn for home, still is digging in well as they come on to the finish. Cinderella Delight now strides out to win it and take it by to Society Jill with second, then Double Tiger and Bookie Baby. 157 flat. Cinderella Delight was able to get the job done at 1-5. The odds not unexpected, although I was surprised that Colin kind of had to keep her mind at the job at hand a couple of times.
I think you did. I mean, I think you just make sure she keeps interested, right? I mean, there's not a lot of action going on around her through a lot of that mile. And you know what? The most visible head shake I think I've seen in a horse race. Colin Kelly, when he looked over and saw Brett still coming, he did a big head shake. No, and it was very visible before he drove on. Pretty cool to see that. But after that, yeah, she just kind of waltzed around, went legit fractions, Gary. I mean. She's 27-4, 32nd second quarter, but then up to 26-3 in the third, and won with pretty much ease there. Yeah, it needed some reminders, but it was never in doubt.
Yeah, it was just the reminders because it looked certainly like she could have gone more if she wanted, but she wasn't sure if she wanted to or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe a horse that gets to the lead and decides, okay, like what's going on here, right? Last time she chased and then forged to the front before opening up. This time around, she was on the engine throughout.
You were right that Society Jill was the one that was second best and actually did a lot of work in that race and clearly was the second best one in there.
Yeah, used multiple times, right? Tried to leave from the outermost post. Had to take a seat in the 3-hole, came right back out first over, and hung around, and ended up inheriting the 2-hole only because Cinderella Delight was asked to drive on, right? So a nice effort from that one, and certainly would have been a winner of not meeting the legs of Cinderella Delight tonight.
And nice of Double Tiger after leaving well and kind of dropping out a little bit, coming back and staying stronger than the others to pick back up third at 14-1, Double Tiger. So 3-6, 1-4, the top four on the board. Number 3, Cinderella Delight, 7-year-old Better's Delight Bay Mare, owned by Michelle Letarte and Louis Waugh. Brett Lester, the trainer. And Colin Kelly, the winning driver. 4th win this year, 26th lifetime, Cinderella Delight. The third race, payout 3, Cinderella Delight, 270, 210, 210. 6 Society Jill, 290, 210. 1 Double T Gur, 380. $2 exactor, $640. Try, $16.85. Super, $35.65. The third race, or a finish from the top down, 3514 scratch 2. That is 3514 scratch 2 on the bottom. And you know whose birthday it is? Rachel Evans. Happy birthday to Rachel Evans. Also nice to see the large crowd, or lovely crowd, out on the tarmac enjoying a Friday night in Elora here at the races. Good to see crowds at the races. Field 4, race number 4 is on parade. One is a Shark Bite, Jay Harris for Lori LePage and Rebecca Williamson. Number 2, Redland Wrangler, Paul McKenzie for Stephen Charlton and Kathleen Charlton. 3 is Bet On It, Brent Madonna for Robert McIntosh. Number 4, Time Stand Still, Bo Brown for Sean Arnott and Joe Tonelli. Number 5 is Fablo, Travis Henry for Gerard Demers. And number 6, Airline Pilot, Jason Ryan for Craig Bars and Norko Sokolovic. Number 7, Dressel, Hanover, Colin Keller for Kyle Bossons. And number 8 is Whitmere Denny, Preston Shaw for Mackenzie Spence. Field of 8, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field, and well, we're going to start with number 3, Bet On It, and Bet On It is right now 9-5 betting favorite. Couple of wins and a couple of thirds in 6 starts, and raced really well here last time out.
Yeah, did race really well, Gary, and that's always something encouraging, right? Already been over the surface, got away in the 2-hole from post 6, sat that perfect pocket trip, and then popped out for the victory. A little bit steppy there. A little bit better as he goes a bit quicker, but we'll have to watch from the turn here. But yeah, 6-5 right now on Bet On It. Winner of 2 of his last 3. The other one, though, was a break in stride, so I'll have to tap him closely here, and he looks a lot better as he goes to the turn.
I want to take a look next at 2 Redland Wrangler as we're just looking at Bet On It now, smoothing out there into the backstretch. And my top pick against Bet On It, I want to tell you the reason is trip handicapping. I've kind of banking on 1 Shark Bite and Jay Harris firing out really hard from the inside. That's a horse that's had 3 outside post positions, and now Jay Harris gets the inside. And I think this horse just might fire. And also look at that last race at Hanover. Can fire off the gate, 29 and 1 opening panel, parking early. Redland Wrangler could sit the pocket. Left hard from post 7 last race at London. Maybe that could get Bet On It stuck in a bad spot. That's just my trip handicapping. Your thoughts?
He looks sharp on the track, first of all. Redland Wrangler looks sharp out there. And like I said, after we broke down the pick 5, I started kind of looking at this one a little closer. I think I have this one pegged for 3rd or 4th of my selections, but that last effort was a good one. I watched the replay. Post 7 got away in the 2-hole. Was a long way back and second for much of it, but did maintain position and has been getting better for trainer Steve Charlton in recent efforts. So good post to work from. Looks good on the track right now, and I think he will be blasting out of there to sit a trip. And if he can work out a 2-hole journey, and he'll be heard from likely in the stretch.
Number 7, Dressel, Hanover. Well, Colin Kelly, Kyle Bossons, they had a nice mid-year last year. Kyle's barn hasn't gotten rolling this year the way it was last year, but Colin Kelly's having a fine year, and Dressel, Hanover's been okay.
Yeah, he's been okay, and 3 top 2 finishes out of 7 tries, a dominant win, 3 back at Western Fair, and I thought he was dynamite in that effort. Racing the City of London, you had to face some pretty good horses in there, right? Holy Jalapeno, a Speaker of Peace, Beach Tour, Boomtown Boy, horses that I think we would be more than happy to back against this group. The question for me is the time between starts and post 7. If he can get away in a reasonable spot off the gate, I think he's got a chance against this group. 8-1, not a bad number, would be a huge result for me in the pick 5 and the pick 4.
And number 8, Whitmere Denny, tough post assignment, but 2 starts this year, excellent, and 1 last year. So putting up some numbers, but just tough post.
Yeah, stuck first over the whole way last time before finishing second to fear the captain. The post today made me say, you know what, the best he can probably do is a smaller share. Horse that took a lot of early money, the 4, Time Stand Still. effort last time wasn't so great, but the two before that were fantastic at Flamborough. Depends what version shows up. A lot of early money, though, came for the 4 time standstill.
Well, right now, Bet On It's got the money at even money, but I went to 2 Redland Wrangler, who's dropped to 4-1 and is the second choice, and now it's 7-2. It is Shark Bite and Redland Wrangler on the inside. In the center, Bet On It, Time Stand Still and Fablo. To the outside, Airline Pilot, Dressel Hanover, and Woodmere Denny. Field of 8, race number 4 on a Friday night at the river. Here they come. It's a field of 8 for the 4th race. They're gathering speed. They're at the start of the rough, and Sharkbite Fablo is going to leave hard. Redland Wrangler along to the inside, but Fablo is dueling, and then Sharkbite on the inside. Redland Wrangler is third away. Then Time Stand Still. Back to Airline Pilot. Bet On It is third from last. Then Dressel Hanover and Woodmere Denny. Fablo at 25-1 was able to grab the lead, but now Sharkbite is going to come around and reclaim the front. Fablo left well and is now filling the pocket. That leaves Redland Wrangler with the 3 spot. Time Stand Still fourth, and Airline Pilot. Then Bet On It, Dressel Hanover and Woodmere Denny. 27-3 the opening quarter. And it is Sharkbite. Fablo racing second. Redland Wrangler is third. Then Time Stand Still is going to now slide to the outside and give cover to Bet On It, who's racing second over fifth. Airline Pilot on the inside to the outside. Dressel Hanover. Then Woodmere Denny. Sharkbite has got the lead as they race on past the half in 58-4. A 31-1 second panel. And Sharkbite. And now to the outside. Time Stand Still. And Fablo is racing third. Bet On It's to the outside and is positioned to fourth, and then Redland Wrangler on the inside. Then it is back to Dressel ahead of Airline Pilot, and Woodmere Denny's back trailing the field. Sharkbite still has the lead at 12-1. Sharkbite, Time Stand Still. Now coming gamely, Dressel ahead of her is rolled out 3 wide and is moving. And then it is Fablo blocked on the inside. Redland Wrangler to the outside is Airline Pilot, and Woodmere Denny. Dressel ahead of her has got the lead as they're about to turn for home. Time Stand Still. Bet On It is racing third, and now second, but has work to do as Dressel Hanover is game as they come on down the stretch drive, and Dressel Hanover's got the jump on this field and is charging to the finish to win it. Then Bet On It, and then Airline Pilot, and driving up on the inside is Redland Wrangler against Woodmere Denny on the outside. 158-3. Dressel Hanover, you could see it going to the 3 quarters when Colin Kelly popped to the outside. He had a lot of pop.
Yeah, he did. And you know what? It was one of those things where he got away. The 2 horse used in the picks, Gary got away, near the back of the bus off the gate. Not always the best spot to be here. I mean, definitely not the best spot to be here. But Dressel Hanover, you could see, he had pace. And it just comes back to who he's been racing against, right? Finishing fourth against the company he's been going up against is certainly much tougher than this group. And Colin just said, you know what, I'm going to circle this field, and he comes around them, like a good horse, and paces away for the victory. Got the big jump on the favorite, the 3 Bet On It, who ended up finishing a respectable second, I still think. But Dressel Hanover, you can see to the wire here, no real urging required. Nice price, 9-2, and I think a bigger number in the multi-leg wagers.
Yeah, and then Bet On It did eventually kick in, although going to 3 quarters, he kind of didn't have as much pop as you would have liked to see. And, the problem when you trip handicap, the trip doesn't work out the way you thought. Redland Wrangler gets away third, and they got stuck. Finally did shake up the inside, but maybe one to think about next time. I didn't see Fablo making the front.
No, I didn't. The start of that race, I'll be honest, I was ready to rip up my multi-leg tickets, but now we get to sweat. We sweat on a very cheap ticket going into the final leg.
Well, you're still alive, and should I lie and say I'm going to cheer for you in the 5th? It's a 7-3-6-2 top 4, and coming back in front of us is number 7, Dressel Hanover. Dressel Hanover. Colin Kelly, the winning drive. 3-year-old Better is Delight Bay Gelding, owned and trained by Kyle Bossens. It's the second win this year in lifetime. Dressel Hanover, 158-3. And also trackside Lloyd Boston's. Lloyd is looking sharp. He's got his hoodie up and he is styling in the winner's circle. And also, happy birthday to Rochelle Evans. Happy birthday, Rochelle. The fourth race payout, 7 Dressel Hanover, $11, 573.90. 3 bet on it, 322.50. 6 Airline Pilot, $9.40. $2 Exactors, 63.80. Dollars Fry, 413.50. 20 cents Super, 353.14. The fourth race order finished from the top 6-4-2-7-8-3-1-5. That's 6-4-2-7-8-3-1-5. Field on parade for the fifth one. Carson's Gouda, Travis Henry for Louis Gregg. Number 2, Maddie's Credit, Natasha Day for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider. 3 is Carnival Heart, Jason Ryan for Julie Walker and Darlene Carr. And number 4, Big Diamond, Brett McDonald for Ron McDonald. And 5, Smoking Reactors, Samuel Filya for Craig Gilmore and Dana White. Number 6, Come Out in Play, Bo Brown for Tisha Symes and Kiara Liberte. And 7, Happy Looker, Jay Harris for Mark Winnicott and Donald Smith and Donna Parker. 8, Stonebridge Drama, Scott Twill for Courtney Bishop and Allison Hepburn and Sean Brisebois. Field of 8, race number 5. Let's get a look at this field and Rob, your top pick. And what is probably the logical one here is one Carson's Gouda, and now makes a second start of the year. That last race, at first glance, it wouldn't look tough, but 58-1 halftime, soft half for the class, and then did come home well, but just can't close off of that.
No, and also, Gary, I mean, you got to factor in too, Ahoy is one that, was raced as high as the preferred at Mohawk Park. That was kind of just a gonzo winner on that occasion. And Carson's Gouda was kind of overland for a bit, kind of just doing her thing, and, came home 57-1. That's respectable. That's first start back, off a lengthy layoff, and now dropping down, a significant drop down in Class 2. And, the competition, sometimes a drop down in class, you face tougher horses or equal horses. This time it is a softer group. And also, trainer Louis Gregg hands over the reins to Travis Henry, right? One of the top teamsters on the B track. So I thought that there was just a lot of boxes being ticked here. Love this horse, this single and the multi-legs, but I mean, right now she's even playing out as a shorter price than 2 to 5 in the pick 5, pick 4, and the pick 3. Still paying $140 though. So yes, yours truly needs her desperately.
Number 4, Big Diamond, can be the big threat in here, but if this was the Big Diamond from last winter, had I think like 3 wins in November, a couple in January, a couple in February. Jake Conklin had this mare really rolling, and of course with Isabel Darvaux before that was really good as well. But Big Diamond has been a little spotty of late, and the last race dropping all the way down, probably you could say had no excuse there, because that clash Big Diamond should have been able to beat.
Yeah, I thought she was a winner. I really did. She made the lead in there, got a reasonable second panel, and I said, okay, this should be race over for Big Diamond. Back to the winner's circle, that heart-building win, and then Broken just went past her and did so with ease. So yeah, again, I remember those race calls. Big Diamond winning, in bunches at Flamborough Downs, and a horse that when she gets good, she does 12 for 43 last season. This year, still 4 for 18, but lately he's been more so picking up the smaller shares. So we'll see what she does tonight. I mean, she's a rocket off the gate. I think she's going to be blasting out of there again. I'm hoping Carson's Gouda, fires out of there as well and tries to put her in the pocket or comes around for the lead in the early stages. But yeah, Big Diamond's one you have to respect in here, but a clear second choice for me.
Yeah, and those wins were against $10,000 purses at Flamborough. Look, number 2, Maddie's Credit, interesting, does show flashing speed May 15th. Maybe now the first time back onto an inside post position, maybe Maddie's Credit gets flying.
Yeah, I love this one in the high 5 wagers, right? 18-1 right now. Last time, throw it out, post 8, no chance. And when she does have inside draws, she shows a lot of speed. She can leave probably faster than anyone in this race right off the gate. And I think we're going to see it tonight just to get position. And I'd be using her everywhere in the high 5 underneath.
And a thought on Stonebridge Drama, really nice horse that's drawn poorly, but you see some 51 change at a speed a little down the page.
Yeah, 11-1, and only because of the post position, right? I mean, she's one that's been facing tougher horses, much tougher actually. But you got to probably just take this one off with her, in post 8, and hope she gets a smaller share, and hope she draws a better post next time out.
And Carnival Heart's the one that you threw in on the bottom of the Super High 5. If you're betting the Super High 5, you got less than a minute because the gate is rolling. It's Carson's Gouda, Maddie's Credit, Carnival Heart to the inside, Big Diamond, Smoking Reactor on the outside. Come Out and Play, Happy Looker, and Stonebridge Drama. It's a field of 8 for race number 5. They're at the top of the stretch, and here they come. And the field for race number 5 is gathering speed. And they're at the start of the rough. And Carson Scuda, Meddy's Credit, Carnival Heart, and Big Diamond. They all drive on into the turn. Then come out and play in Smoking Reactor, Happy Looker, and Stonebridge Drama. But Big Diamond continues to march. Is out three wide. Carson Scuda on the inside. Carson Scuda, Big Diamond caught on the outside and is going to be forced to drive on. And Big Diamond against Carson Scuda, Meddy's Credit third. Then Carnival Heart. Then it is back to Smoking Reactor and come out and play in Happy Looker and Stonebridge Drama. Big Diamond made the front, 27-1, a lively opening panel. And racing position second is Carson Scuda, Meddy's Credit, Carnival Heart. And then on the outside, come out and play. To the inside is Smoking Reactor. Then Happy Looker and Stonebridge Drama. And Carson Scuda is going to come loop around now and reclaim the lead. Carson Scuda, Big Diamond's going to race the pocket. Here it comes, come out and play now, coming to play first up. And then it is Meddy's Credit. Happy Looker is getting a look on the outside. A lot of action now. Carnival Heart and then Stonebridge Drama. And then way back and out of this one is Smoking Reactor. 57-2 the halftime. And Carson Scuda is getting forced now by Come Out and Play. Then about 2 lengths back on the inside is Big Diamond. And then it is Happy Looker and Meddy's Credit. Stonebridge Drama with a lot of work to do. Passes Carnival Heart. And Carson Scuda rejects the challenge of Come Out and Play, who's now playing backing away. And then Happy Looker is third. And now here comes Meddy's Credit dropping down to the inside and looks alive. And then Stonebridge Drama, Carnival Heart, and Big Diamond is retreating. It is Carson Scuda and Come Out and Play. Meddy's Credit is racing third, and now is going to, stay on the inside as they come on down the stretch drive. Carson Scuda, now Meddy's Credit going to fire up the inside, but Carson Scuda is sharp to the finish, and Carson Scuda was 1-5 on the board and looked like a 1-5 horse should. Then finishing second was Come Out and Play. Then Meddy's Credit and Stonebridge Drama, mile of 156 flat. Carson Scuda lived up to the billing, and you cash a pick 5, Rob.
Yeah, sometimes you see it clearly, Gary. I said tonight, I was only going to spend $8 in the pick 5 and $4 in the pick 4, and not a bad return. $140 for a dollar ticket, finishing here in a single in Carson Scuda. And you know what? This was exactly what I wanted to see from her. Right, push out of there, force the issue early, stack them up. Let Big Diamond come around and then come right back around her, take the lead, and at that point, it was raced over. Real solid effort, second start back for Carson Scuda. Meddy's Credit was when I was really interested in to hit the ticket, and ended up finishing third at a big price. And Big Diamond, she hasn't been her best of late, didn't have it again tonight. Her fading off the ticket's probably going to make this high 5 pay a lot more than you'd expect off a 1-5 shot.
Yeah, definitely with Big Diamond. I think I'm thinking about the old Big Diamond, because the old Big Diamond would not have backed away there. But, look, Ron McDonald's an accomplished trainer. He'll probably get Big Diamond figured out at some point, but it wasn't tonight. You know who raced well? Come Out and Play. Did a lot of work and forced the issue for a piece until managed to stick around for second.
Yeah, gave me a couple fits, actually. I thought that Carson Scuda would just make the lead. It'd be a walk in the park, but he kind of went on the attack right away, right? Bo Brown went on the attack with Come Out and Play, and I said, oh no, this might be trouble. Wasn't worried that one was going to ever clear. Was worried maybe it would take the starch out of Carson Scuda, but it didn't happen. And there's the board there, right? Big chalk on top, and then a lot of big numbers underneath, right? Sometimes that can help pay out nicely for a high 5.
Nicely for a high 5, and also, as I mentioned, cashing a pick 5 ticket is a nice way to start a night. We've still got 5 races to go, and another pick 5 coming up starting in the next race. But 1-6-2-8-3 and 1 Carson Scuda back in front of us. 5-year-old Better Than Shetter Bay mare, owned by David Carson, trained by Louis Gregg. Travis Henry, the winning driver. Carson Scuda 156 flat. And the 5th race, the SA Waterloo Manual Life Pace. The fifth race payouts one. Carson's good at 250, 220, 220. Six come out in play, 680 and 910. And two Matty's credit pays 440. $2 race actor 30-30. Dollar try 78.20. Dollar pick 3 of 3 $17. Dollar win 4 $74.20. Dollar pick 5 $143.30. The dollar high five $1,359.70. Fifth race order finish from the top 135.7264. That is 135.78264 on the bottom.
Just 4 minutes away till the horse will be moving out onto the track for race number 6 here at Grand River Raceway on a fantastic Friday. And, well, got a little bit lucky in that early sequence. $143 for a dollar ticket. Let's hope we can keep that going now. I know I'm going to probably invest in a couple of margarita pizzas, Gary Guy's favorite. That's what we're going to have now after scoring there in the early pick 5. But let's look at the now, not as strong feelings about this second pick 5 tonight, the late pick 5 starting in race 6. No singles for me. 3, 4, and 7 for me in the opening leg. I thought this was a pretty tricky sequence. 5 and 6 for me in race 7. That's going to be Salzburg, Jesse, and Better Catch Girl. Race 8, the 2, 3, and 4, keeping it inside. Edge to Black Betty, but Big Bad Mosa, Sham of Amber. Again, it's a pretty competitive-looking race there too. Race 9, the Filly Mares Preferred, the feature race of the night. I'm going to use the 2 horses that had to draw separately, post 6 and 7, and that's going to be So Frisky and Major League. Tough draws for those, but they are the best horses in the race. And then in race 10, too deep for me again. I'm going to stick with my number 2, Moonwatcher, but I think that he might be up against it with a 6, Notorious Hanover. $14.40 for 20 cents, Gary. And that kind of resembles your first ticket, so I bet I'm going to see something close again here in the late pick 5 for you.
I got the same sort of idea, but I noticed also you went a little larger because you saved money in the first pick 5 and scored it anyway. I spent the same $9.60, but I like your 3 and 7, but I put the 6 on top in this 6th race, so I have the 3, 6, and 7, but the 6 is my win selection. Race number 7, I got the 4 and 5. We both agree that the 5's the one to beat in there. Salisbury Jesse, I think, has a bit of a class edge. Race number 8, we both have the same winner, but I went with the 6, Shake It If You Got It, and just went to Black Betty and Shake It If You Got It. Didn't use either of the 2 or 3, although those are respectable choices. 9th race, we both have 6, 7, but I do have So Frisky as the top pick, and you went Major League, but I tell you, there's not a lot, I think, to decide between those 2. And in the 10th race, I do have 1, Indigenous Hanover as my top pick, and went 1, 6 with your winner, Notorious Hanover, but I don't have the 2, Moon Watcher. We'll see if that comes back to bite me. $9.60.
Right, well, the structure is very similar. Just 8 combinations for us to both get to the winner's circle in this late pick 5. Again, looks a little bit more competitive throughout this sequence. I'd be surprised if we see a payout equal to or smaller than what it paid in the early pick 5. But get your tickets mapped out and get them in. We got 1 minute to the horse will be moving out onto the track for race number 6. Again, start of the late pick 5. Low take, 15%.
Field for the 6th on parade. 1 is You Have Colin Kelly for Kyle Boston's. And number 2 is Pebble Beach Pro. Anthony Hahn for Scott McNiven and Kimberly McNiven and Tom Broadhurst and Bradley McNiven and Shirley Griffin. 3, It Takes 2, Lauren House for Scott McNiven and Donald Douglas and Kimberly McNiven. And number 4, Control the Smile, Brent McDonough for Brent Dunbar and Dorothy Dunbar. 5 is Aussie the Second, Jason Ryan for Julie Walker and Leonard Gamble. Number 6 is Crazy World. Garrett Rooney for Kathy Chikeen and John Chikeen. And number 7, Tactical Sealster, Travis Henry for Gerard Demers and Jean Marois. And number 8, Sumac Angel, Paul McKenzie for Sue McKenzie. Field of 8 for race number 6. Let's get a look at this start of the pick 5. And, well, right away, we're going to go to number 7, Tactical Sealster. I thought Tactical Sealster might get favorite status, or at least bet down a little lower than 4-1 off those 3 wins, because we're not sure where the bottom is in Tactical Sealster, because those 3 wins were pretty handy.
Yeah, that's why I struggled, Gary, with the whole post 7 versus what he's showing, right? I was like, I can't put this horse on top. He's got post 7 now, 2 spots further out than he had last time, but he's kind of a versatile type in the sense he doesn't need to blast to the lead. He's one that is getting away mid-pack and then coming at them. I was actually really impressed with that victory 2 back at Flamborough Downs, and then last time it was just as good here. So I think that he has every right to quadruple up here and win 4 in a row for Gerard Demers, and a horse that's really kind of caught fire. Should be brimming with confidence, and 7-2 is the right price right now.
And then number 3, It Takes Two. We see a couple of front-end efforts from It Takes Two, and well, that's maybe what the plan will be here. You see a front-end win from post 7 at London back in April. That's tough to do.
Yeah, crossover speed on that occasion, and that's why I have this horse in the top 2 and in the pick 5, because really post 3 is going to suit this horse really nicely. Blast it off to the lead from Flamborough Downs in that spot 2 back, and right now this score down from Lorne House tells us all we need to see. He's going to be leaving out of there all kinds of speed, and I think he'll be forwardly placed. We got to like that here at the River, so 4-1, not a bad number on a horse I think you have to have on your tickets.
I didn't know what to do with Control the Smile. Now, you've watched this one a lot more than I have. You have most likely a much more accurate take on Control the Smile.
Well, for me, it's really the starts here last season, right? If you remember when Bruce Richardson was aboard, and this one was kind of lunging at them late and winning. The win came from an improbable spot, a couple of nice seconds as well. I just want to see that version again. And racing at Mohawk Park, it's been a struggle to kind of find it, right? You're facing tougher competition. So I like the spot here for Control the Smile tonight. I think we might see him get back to his old ways when he got a victory here at Grand River.
Number 6, Crazy World, my top one, and the 9-5 favorite. You left this one all the way down to 4th and not in your pick 5. So your thoughts on Crazy World?
Feeling a bit crazy right now, Gary, and I'll tell you why. I like Dressel Hanover, right? Remember, I liked Dressel Hanover. We got that one down. Nice result for the pick 5. The logic was, look who he's been racing against, and it was City of London foes, Holy Jalapeno and those the legs of those horses in the preliminary legs. Well, Crazy World made the final and finished 3rd to Troubles of Bruin. So maybe a misstep by me, and one that maybe people should listen to you in this race, because Crazy World has been racing really well at Western Fair. I took a stand against tonight, but the more I looked at it, and then the way that Dressel Hanover raced, I think you have to now think that this horse is a much bigger shot. That's why he's getting hammered right now at 9-5.
Getting a lot of love at 9-5 on the board. But I will say this, Tactical Sealster, if you could tell me right now I could have Tactical Sealster at 7-2 or Crazy World at 8-5, I think I'd take the 7.
Yeah, of course. I think you almost have to, right? Because you said earlier, we don't know what the bottom is of Tactical Sealster yet. And, tonight we're going to see, what he can do from post 7, but he's showing no signs of slowing down, and hopefully he can get the job done here. But that price is shortening up as he gets closer to post.
Well, the crazy announcer took Crazy World, and Tactical Sealster, the more tactical man here, Rob, has that one as his top choice. It's a field of 8 taking up their positions. It's Hugh Heff and Pebble Beach Pro. It Takes Two on the inside. In the center, Control the Smile and Aussie the second. On the outside, Crazy World, Tactical Sealster, and Sumac Angel. Field of 8, race number 6. It's a field of 8 for the 6th dash. They're into the stretch drive, and Pebble Beach Pro has hit a ball into the rough and gone off stride. And it is Hugh Heff, and it takes two driving with Control the Smile. And Aussie the second is also driving up. And Aussie the second is three wide and coming on. Aussie the second doesn't want to be the second, wants to be the leader and drives on and takes the front. It takes two is taking spot number two. Control the Smile is third. Then it is Hugh Heff. Crazy World is fifth away in front of Tactical Sealster. And then it is Sumax Angel. It takes two is going to reclaim the lead. Aussie the second now sits second for Jason Rhyme. Then Control the Smile and Brett McDonald. Crazy World is up and driving now. Then Hugh Heff on the inside, and Tactical Sealster is going to follow Crazy World on the outside, and then Sumax Angel. 28 and 2 the opening quarter. It takes two at 4-1, has the lead. Aussie the second. Crazy World now is challenging first over as they race off the turn. And Tactical Sealster is getting a second over trip. Control the Smile is racing fifth, and then Sumax Angel and Hugh Heff. And the halftime was 58 and 4, 30 and 2 second panel. It takes two. Crazy World to the outside now is moving up and is only about a half length off the lead, but Tactical Sealster is right there on the back of Crazy World. Aussie the second is racing fourth, and then Sumax Angel, Hugh Heff, and back to Control the Smile. And Crazy World is battling with It Takes Two. And Crazy World, It Takes Two is game on the inside, but Crazy World on the outside leads it by a head, but is having trouble putting away It Takes Two as those two battle. Those two are dueling by three quarters, 127 and 3. Crazy World and It Takes Two, they are having a slugfest. And then third is Aussie the second and Tactical Sealster to the outside. They come on down the stretch drive. And Crazy World going after It Takes Two, but It Takes Two is very game on the inside. It Takes Two and Crazy World as they come to the finish. It Takes Two. It took a whole field and they couldn't get by. It's It Takes Two who wins. Crazy World second. Aussie the second was third, and then Tactical Sealster won 56 and 1. The inquiry sign is up pertaining to that break in stride of two Pebble Beach Pro, but I'll tell you, It Takes Two took them all and said no.
Yeah, tons of speed for this one, and we talk about it, right? You've got inside speed here at the river. It's going to typically be fruitful. And Lauren House, he showed his cars before the race. Big score down for It Takes Two. Took no prisoners on the engine. And when Crazy World tried to float up alongside and try to go by, he just kept on driving on. And, 4-1, that's a nice price on this horse and a good way to start the pick five.
Well, you also got rescued there out of the pick five because I thought Crazy World was sitting in a good spot. But I'll tell you, using that It Takes Two, and that was the key. We said inside speed. We saw that so far this meet, and really was able to control it all the way to the finish. And actually, Crazy World had kind of given it up a little bit in the lane. That It Takes Two was clearly the better one there as they fought it out.
Yeah, they did. And, also you can't really knock the effort too much. Crazy World, I mean, ends up being first over, a long way there and a horse that, took him on and did so with a lot of vigor. So I think that, Crazy World to come out of that pretty good. Ozzy the second, a horse that I've always had my eye on. It was a much better effort than what we've seen from him, in his recent efforts. And Tactical Sealster, live to fight another day, right? Finish fourth today. I think drawing inside is going to help him out next time around.
Yeah, he did some work on the outside, although you would have liked to see him just come on a little bit more. But off those last three wins, he doesn't have to hang his head too much, and he'll get inside and be better. He certainly looked really good at Flamborough. A couple of starts there, and then also that last race here. But It Takes Two impressed us and got the job done at 4-1. It Takes Two, a 3-year-old Art Speak Bay gelding, owned by Kimberly McNiven and Donald Douglas. Scott McNiven is the trainer. And the winning drive to Lauren House, fifth win this year and fifth lifetime for It Takes Two. Fans note the judges reviewing the start and ruling that all horses received a fair start. The sixth race payouts three. It takes two. 1040, 450, $3. Six Crazy World. 390, 265. Aussie the second, 480. $2 exactor, 30 to $30 try, 127 $70 super, 380 30. The sixth race, order of finish from the top down is 6817324. That is 6817324. 5 on the bottom.
4 minutes until the horses will be moving out on the track for race number 7 here at Grand River Raceway on a fantastic Friday night. And it's time for the late pick 4. We'll have one more multi-leg wager
You have
starting
a
the
real good
next late
chance
pick
to wind
3.
up getting both pick 5s.
What?
I mean, yeah, I've got
I
a good
didn't.
chance to hit both.
You know what? I didn't realize that my mic was on. I was just sending you a text. But then, being that it's on the air, yeah, I'd like your chance to get both pick 5s. I'd love to see that.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, I would. I'd love to see it too. It'd certainly help out with a nice weekend of racing ahead of us here. But we got the 5 and 6 here in the opening leg: Salzburg Jesse and Better Catch Girl. I think Salzburg Jesse is the one to beat, but Better Catch Girl, I think, has a sneaky chance here, 8-1. That could certainly boost up the multi-leg tickets. Race number 8, the 2, 3, and 4 for me. I do have Black Betty on top, but I think it's a competitive race. And I don't think you want to leave out either of those through any of those 3 horses. Race 9, the 6 and 7, that is a filly and mare's preferred 2 pacing event. The 6 and 7 have had to draw on the outside of the gate. They are considered to be the best 2 horses by the race office. I agree with that. I think they kind of lay over their rivals, but obviously, starting from out there could make it difficult on them. I think Major League is the best in the race when she's on her game. The question is, can she get to the lead? If she can't get to the lead, I think she could be in trouble in there. Race number 10, the 2 and 6. I think Notorious Hanover the 6 is the one to beat, but Moonwatcher, maybe it's just that I just like this horse a lot. I tried him last time. He went off his favorite, surprisingly. Ended up racing, okay to finish third. I think a better effort tonight might put him in the winner's circle, but he's going to be up against it with the 6 Notorious Hanover in there. So 2-6 on the end of it. No singles for me. After many singles in the opening multi-leg wagers for me, none for me in this late pick 4. Just $4.80 though for a 20-cent ticket.
Field for the 7th. 1 Nora D. Paul McKenzie from Matt Dupuy and 8th Line Investments. Number 2 Custard Smoothies Samuel Filliard, Craig Gilmore and Dana White. On 3 is Artistic Meadow J. Harris for Mark McCormick. Number 4, Beauty is Blind, Travis Henry for Isaac Waxman, Tess Waxman and Frank Cirillo and Troy Lauren. 5 is Salisbury Jesse, Brett McDonough for Ron McDonald and Edward Gork. Number 6, Better Catch Girl. It is Colin Kelly for Vic Putty. Number 7, Must Be Nice. Jason Ryan for Ryan Stewart and Joe Muskokaman. Number 8 is Broken. Todd Ratchford for Ratchford Racing. Field of 8, race number 7, Fillies Mares. A good level of condition, pacers, and, well, Rob, Salisbury Jesse was really, really good last year, and overall is one that's been pretty fine. This year, a little light in the win column, but this class, look, last race was post 5, but I just love Salisbury Jesse in this class.
Yeah, I think she's the one that you have to look at in here as the one to beat. And you're right. You know, you look at that record last season, 10 for 35, and one that would go out there and win at the preferred level on the Bs on numerous occasions. This time, 1 for 17. But it's not like she's racing poorly. She's just not getting to the wire first, right? She's got 11 top 3 finishes and looks really good on the track right now. I loved, last time post 8. And we talked about earlier, Ahoy is one that was kind of plunging down to a spot. She was getting her confidence back, got away 9th off the gate, and just showed some life at the end of her mile to advance positions to get a small share in 5th. And sometimes you need those bravening efforts. I think it's going to do her the world of good, and I think she's the one to beat clearly in here right now, 6-5.
You were using Better Catch Girl on the pick 5, and well, Better Catch Girl, you would catch this one at 12-1. That would really help, but only 2 top 3 finishes and 17 starts in the year.
Yeah, I don't mind the recent form, though, right? I mean, she's had a couple of 4th place finishes at Western Fair. That's in the top condition class there, right? That's right below the preferred. And then after that, pop-up event at Mohawk Park, no real chance there. Got away 7th off the gate anyways. And just looked at her as one that, if Salisbury Jesse's not her best in here, who's going to get there? Maybe Better Catch Girl. 13-1. I didn't expect her to be that kind of a number. I expected like 6 or 7-1, and using her in the pick 5, hoping for a number. We're already off to a good start, so it's not the worst thing in the world if we get favorites down now. Salisbury Jesse, the one to beat, but Better Catch Girl is not one you want to leave off your exotics.
Must Be Nice is one that I'm not sure if she's a good play from an outside post, because recently her best actions have come from better post, although at least last race, post 5 finished to 2nd.
Yeah, it was 2nd in that one, and that was against Ahoy, right? We were talking about the caliber of that horse at that level. To finish 2nd to her, you've got to take notice. I just hated the draw again, though, right? Post 7, real tough spot to win from. Her victory at Western Fair April 26th was electric. I mean, you could tell every step of the way she was never losing that race, and then she came back to finish 2nd to Shoot the Whiskey, who I think would be a hefty favorite in here as well, or definitely would be. So I think Must Be Nice is one that if she drew inside, you'd be using her for sure. Maybe even taking a stab on the win end. But from post 7, it's just going to be so tough because she's best when she does get forwardly placed.
1 Nora D was consistently good last year, and this year the consistency is in not being good. But last race was better.
Yeah, much better and rail, right? I knew the 2-1 was certainly a little too low in the morning line. There's some decent, mares in here that she's got to go up against. But rail control can work out a trip, hide on the pylons, and get what she can get. I think you've got to use her in the Try and Super at a minimum. 6-1, and the board's about the right price.
Well, it is a field of 8 for race number 7. And they are moving in behind the gate. Nora D, Custard Smoothie, and Artistic Meadow on the inside. Beauty is Blind, Salisbury Jesse. To the outside, Better Catch Girl, Must Be Nice, and Broken. Field of 8, race number 7. Field of 8 for the 7th race. They're at the start in the rough. Custard Smoothie, Artistic Meadow, Salisbury Jesse, Nora D on the inside. As they press on into the turn, Nora D and Custard Smoothie and Salisbury Jesse. Artistic Meadow is racing fourth. Then Beauty is Blind is fifth away. Then it is Better Catch Girl, Must Be Nice and Broken, but Nora D has got the lead. Salisbury Jesse continues to drive hard on the outside, and Custard Smoothie is racing third. Then Artistic Meadow, Beauty is Blind is racing fifth. Then Better Catch Girl, Must Be Nice and Broken, Salisbury Jesse 3 to 5 of the board. Leads as they race on around the turn, 27 seconds. That was a sharp opening panel. Nora D is in a good spot filling the pocket. Custard Smoothie is moving along third in front of Artistic Meadow. Then Beauty is Blind is angled towards the outside and is going to come out in front of Better Catch Girl, and then it is Must Be Nice and Broken. But Salisbury Jesse unchallenged and sprints on past the half. Halftime was recorded in 56 and 4. Salisbury Jesse, Nora D, as they work their way on into the backstretch and racing third, Custard Smoothie. Then Beauty is Blind is on the outside fourth and might have flattened out after coming first up. Then Artistic Meadow, Better Catch Girl, Must Be Nice and Broken. It is Salisbury Jesse, Nora D, but Salisbury Jesse not getting any urging as Brett McDonald sits rather comfortably in the bike, and Salisbury Jesse is striding sharply to three quarters, then leads by 3. Then racing second, Nora D. Beauty is Blind is dropped on the inside now and is making a bit of a move, and then Better Catch Girl as the field turns for home. 125 and 2 for three quarters. Salisbury Jesse leads it by about 2 3/4 lengths, and Beauty is Blind now dueling to take second from Nora D. Salisbury Jesse is going to win rather handsomely. Beauty is Blind was second, and then finishing third was Better Catch Girl, and then Must Be Nice. 155 and 1. Well, we thought Salisbury Jesse really jumped off the page and also jumped right out and lived up to that billing.
Yeah, I guess I could have singled her, Gary. She was much the best in there. And that's the Salzburg Jesse we're accustomed to, right? Gets down to this level and just goes out there and just trounces them. And that's what she did tonight. She got to the lead, like you said, comfortable for much of the mile. It got asked a little bit by Brett, but then, coming to the wire again, she looks pretty straight and strong, 155 and 1. That's a big mile, big half too, 56 and 4. That bravening effort last time usually does her really good, and this should now really give her a big boost back to her confidence.
Well, I think the only reason why you back her up with one is because that one win in 17 starts in the air. But we know what kind of mare she is, and she showed us that here this evening in this kind of an effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she was, kind of class of the field, and that certainly, showed tonight. And she's the type now that might just go right up the class ladder again, right? It's all she needs. Get back to the winner's circle, a taste of victory, and she should be good to go.
I used Beauty is Blind second, and I didn't touch on the horse, but Beauty is Blind is one that kind of had a funny race because there was a spot where I thought she'd kind of flattened out, and then she kind of came back on and wasn't a threat to catch Salisbury Jesse, but actually raced a credible second.
And you thought I was underestimating that one, and I was clearly, because that was a good second. Kind of spinning her wheels for a bit of the mile. Then she came on again nicely. I mean, the Isaac Waxman barn's been on fire, and she's been racing well for him. So a good runner-up finish for her at 3 to 1. Better Catch Girl. One I was giving a whirl with. I mean, I did not expect her to be 25 to 1. I thought it was a decent effort, kind of angling out again late, kind of flattened out, then came on again. I'll be watching her for next time.
And Nora D, again, is one that's maybe starting to round back to that great form of last year. It's been light this year, but Nora D at least gets onto the ticket. You use this one for fourth and finished fourth at 8 to 1. But back in front of us is 5 Salisbury Jesse, 7-year-old Big Jim Brown mare, owned by Edward Gork of Sudbury. Ron McDonald is the trainer, and Brett McDonald, the winning driver. It's the second win on the year, 31st lifetime. Salisbury Jesse, 155 and 1. The seventh race payouts for Salzrick Jesse, 320, 240, 220. For Beauty is Blind, 320, 250, and 6 Better Catch Girl, 390. $2 exactor, 650. Dollar try, 2605. Dollar super, 121.20. Fans note in race number 10, scratched is number 4, Better Be a Terror. Race 10, scratch 4, Better Be a Terror. The seventh race over finish from the top, 487-21356. That's 487-21356 on the bottom. Fans note in this eighth race, number 4, Black Betty, the missing chart line, is third beaten 1 1/4 in 156 and 1. That is third beaten 1 1/4 in 156 and 1. Field for race number 8 on parade. 1, Can't Stop the Feelin', Brett McDonald for Taylor Fritz and Shen Go. Number 2 is Big Bad Mosa. It's Travis Henry for Gerard Demers and Tag Incorporated. Three is a Sham of Amber, Scotty Coulter for Paul Coulter. And number 4 is Black Betty, Colin Kelly for Isaac Waxman and Tess Waxman and Carmelo Shime and Louis Waugh. Number 5, What I Need Is a Man, Jay Harris for Cameron McQueen and Ron Whitburn. And number 6, Shake It If You Got It, Garrett Rooney for Lindsey Kerr. Field of 6-4, race number 8. Let's get a look at this field. And Rob, I don't like 3 to 5 on Black Betty. That's our top pick. I think this is a very balanced bunch. At 3 to 5, I'd be shopping elsewhere, but Black Betty certainly is capable of winning in here.
Yeah, and she, obviously she raced for the barn of Isaac Waxman. That merits respect, but I agree. Top choice for me, but 3 to 5 is too short of a number. I thought this looked like a very competitive looking field, top to bottom. I went 3 deep in a 6-horse field, and I still didn't feel overly confident about it, Gary. So, yeah, I think that she is the one that you would say has the best chance to win, but shouldn't be that short of a number on the board.
And Sham of Amber is one that you went to as your second choice. And this is one that, 62 trips to the winner's circle. So taking this one to be competitive is the right idea. And look at the last couple races, really competitive as well. Good mile of 55 and 4, beaten by Black Betty, and did all the heavy lifting in that race.
Yeah, and she's had a lot of success, for this barn on the B tracks especially, and she's a horse that she races in claiming handicap races. When her price tag gets high, she has to work from the outside of the gate, and that usually hinders her chances. Then when it comes down a little bit, she then races from the inside of the gate and does a lot better. So post 3 today, certainly not a problem for her at 8 to 1. I mean, she's the value on the board in my opinion. I mean, like you just said, only lost by a length to Black Betty last time. Was obviously a much bigger number that time out, but I still think the discrepancy, you would lean in her direction for just a pure value perspective. Yeah, one you've got to give a chance to, especially with the inside post, and she's versatile. She can go to the engine, win on the front end, or she can come from off the pace. So you got to like a horse that has that kind of versatility.
You used number 2, Big Bad Mosa, next. I didn't know what to do with this mare. Crushed a bottom class May 27th at Flamborough in a really nice time of 54 and 2, and then struggled last time out at Mohawk, and doesn't have a strong record this year, but races for a solid barn.
Yeah, I think that Big Bad Mosa's one. You got to just kind of, if you're betting her, you got to hope you're going to see the version of her you saw on May 27th, right? She went out there and absolutely crushed first start off the claim for Gerard Demers. And last time, though, obviously, just was in a little too tough. Did closely attend a hot pace before fading out of it, but you never want to see 32 and 2 in the end of the mile, even though they were going pretty good in the opening 3 quarters. But you'd have to think you're going to see a better showing from her tonight. She does get the post edge on both the 2 horses we've already spoken about, and that's why I used her. And she's taking support on the board, too. This is a horse that, if you see her go off at a big number, you can maybe say, you know what, we can take a pass tonight, but there's been support for her throughout. So I think we'll see her probably leave out of there and probably make a good account of herself.
And Shake It If You Got It's the one that you used for 4th. I used this one for 2nd. This is one that can come up with a big effort, but look, I love the barn of Lindsey Kerr. The last race, not great, but love that barn.
Yeah, the Barnes had a fantastic season. Outermost post in the contest. I know, it's only post 6, but I just don't see how it works out for her. That's why I think her best path here is probably just get away off the gate, maybe take back off the switch and just try to get a piece of it.
Can't Stop the Feeling took a lot of money early in this cycle, and now it's come up to 9 to 1. Interesting to see. This is a horse that's had a lot of outside post, now gets the inside and races for a good barn as well. That in Taylor Fritz. Can't Stop the Feelings on the inside with Big Bad Mosa, Sham of Amber and Black Betty in the center. To the outside, What I Need Is a Man, and Shake It If You Got It. It is a field of 6-4, race number 8, and they're into the stretch drive. Here they come. And the field for race number 8 is at the start of the rough, and a Shamba Vamper with Big Bad Mosa on the inside. Then Black Betty can't stop the feeling. What I need is a man, and Shake It If You Got It gets away trailing the field. Big Bad Mosa has got the lead as they race on into the backstretch, and then a Shamba Vamper can't stop the feeling, and Black Betty is racing fourth in front of What I Need Is a Man and Shake It If You Got It. They race their way on past the opening quarter. Big Bad Mosa at 4-1. Leads, advantage a length and a half as Shamba Vamper is getting the pocket trip. Can't stop the feelings to the inside third. Then Black Betty's racing fourth. Then it is What I Need Is a Man and Shake It If You Got It. 27-4 was a solid opening quarter put up by Big Bad Mosa as they race the way off the turn and they come on towards us with a Shamba Vamper in the pocket. Can't stop the feelings still on the inside. And then Black Betty is still patiently staying on the inside in front of What I Need Is a Man and Shake It If You Got It. Now Black Betty is going to pop to the outside and come first over. Giving cover to What I Need Is a Man. Shake It If You Got It is still back trailing the field 57-1 the halftime. Big Bad Mosa leads it. A Shamba Vamper is second. Black Betty making steady progress on the outside. What I Need Is a Man follows up Black Betty. And then on the inside, Can't Stop the Feeling to the outside. Shake It If You Got It. And now Black Betty comes on. Black Betty has got the lead. What I Need Is a Man is racing second. Big Bad Mosa third. And then a Shamba Vamper is Shake It If You Got It. And Can't Stop the Feeling. Black Betty, What I Need Is a Man is getting threateningly close now. Three-quarters is 126-1. Black Betty now is going to have to fend off What I Need Is a Man. What I Need Is a Man. Slim lead as they turn for home. What I Need Is a Man has got this one put away. What I Need Is a Man's going to win it. Then Black Betty second. A Shamba Vamper third. And Can't Stop the Feeling fourth. 155-3. What I Need Is a Man. And Jay Harris, you could kind of see it coming the way he was following up Black Betty. And then had more than enough to get on by. Mile of 55-3, Rob.
Yeah, it was. That was a big trip for What I Need Is a Man, and a nice effort to get back to the winner's circle. Third start off the claim for Cam McQueen, and you know what? 2 starts back, 65 cents to the dollar. Tough trip on the outside. This time around, if you came back to her, you got rewarded nicely at a price of 9-2. This could be a big bust out too, Gary, in the pick 5 and the pick 4. Because I went 3 deep, but I feel the 6 didn't have the winner, and I think many are going to be thinking similar direction, especially maybe even keying Black Betty. So this should help those payouts.
And the thing about What I Need Is a Man, this is a horse that's got 20 wins since the 1st of January last year, but had been absolutely on fire for Jody Cullen and Cameron McQueen and Richard Moreau since Jody Cullen the last few starts, and did race better last race, so maybe it was time to come on to this.
Yeah, and second only to Shamba Vamper for lifetime wins, right, with 27. And again, just a real nice effort tonight to get the job done. And, Black Betty, forged to the lead. Looked like maybe, she'd be able to emerge as the winning favorite. But you could see this one looming large behind her, and no answer for What I Need Is a Man in the stretch.
It's a 5-4-3-1. Top 4 and What I Need Is a Man. 7-year-old Mystery Chase Bay Mare. Owned by Ron Woodburn, trained by Cameron McQueen. Jay Harris, the winning drive. It's the 11th win this year. And the 28th lifetime, 155-3. The 8th race Payouts 5. What I Need Is a Man, 1150, 460, 280. 4 Black Betty, 280, 243. A Sham of Amber, 290. $2 Exactor, 34.10. Dollar Try, 36.50. Dollar Super, 124.90. Eighth race, so we're finished from the top down. 463215. That is 463215. Field for the ninth on parade. One is Heaven's Showgirl, Tanamore for Don Lindsay and Paul Klein-Paste and William Amplajevic and Garth Bechtel. Number 2, My Only Sunshine, Jason Ryan for Kyle Bostonson Stewart and Patricia Bolander. And number 3, Escape the House, Travis Henry for Taylor Fritz. 4 is Wild Can't Delight, out for Ron McDonald and Blue Shoe Investments. Number 5 is Catch an Ace, Anthony Hahn for Rachel Andrew. And number 6, So Frisky, Colin Kelly for Nita Willette and Luke Willette. And number 7, Major League, Eddie Hensley for Ashley Hensley. Field of 7, race number 9, Phillies Mares Preferred 2. We'll get right to it. And Rob, your top one, Major League. The quick question here is this is one that's been looking kind of one-dimensional. Has an outside post here and 6 horses on the inside. The inside 5 look like they have got really good gate speed. Well, actually, so does So Frisky. But Major League, you've seen this one race a lot. One-dimensional, or is that just recently?
No, she's one dimensional. Yeah, she's one that she needs the engine, Gary. There's no question about that. I mean, that's the kind of where she is now. Having said that, she kind of surprised me when she left open the trailing post 2-hole trip 2 back and then ended up coming around for the victory in this stretch. Very impressive win over at Western Fair. But no, on her game, she's a front runner. When she gets a reasonable panel, she's tough to beat. I think that her only path to glory here is going to the lead or trying to get there from post 7. She doesn't need it right away off the gate. She can kind of float out and then charge to it. But yeah, 4-1's not a bad number. You're right. There's lots of speed in here, but she's very fast off the wings of the gate.
Well, I'm not proud that I went to So Frisky, but 4-5 makes me less proud. And one that tired at the Forest City last race, but still 53-3. That's a good mile.
And look who she's in against, right? So much more. And I mean, she took on some real nice horses too in that first turn. I mean, she left Raptors 1 on the outside there, and you can see she was second at the quarter only because they were kind of crowding her. Then she drove on. And I was surprised she actually hung on for 5th, only beaten 3.5 lengths, because she did all the heavy lifting in the early stages against a real solid group in the Forest City. Before that, taking on middle condition horses, and was a winner in non-winners of 8,000 last 5 at Mohawk Park May 5th. So, I mean, got the credentials, and she races fantastic on a half typically, and should have no trouble, getting around here. So you got to respect her chances. I mean, I think that if on a fair playing field, I would lean Major League over So Frisky, but I understand why she's taking the support right now.
Number 1, Heaven's Showgirl is interesting. Inside post, gate speed. Could she get stubborn in here, or is she more likely to maybe try to accept a trip?
Well, she's going to blast out, I think. I mean, I think she has to. I thought she'd be a winner last time. I took her against Major League, and she was no match for that one in the stretch. She had things her own way on the engine, didn't work out. Before that, was all over at Mohawk Park, too. At a big price, and it didn't work out. Her 2 victories coming back, I thought, were fantastic. When she first, came to Ontario, I mean, she was racing at the Philly Mares Preferred level and doing so competitively before the lines you see in the program page. So she finds her best. She can go with these. And I wanted to somehow get there to pick her in this race. I just couldn't do it after she hurt me in her last 2.
And number 5, Catch an Ace, you used on the bottom. I went to 3, Escape the House, but 5, Catch an Ace is one that does have lots of back class.
Yeah, I think so. And I thought she's kind of been racing a lot better as of late, too, getting a win 2 back, kind of a camera shy type. When she wins, you've got to take notice. And looks like we might have a recall here. We got horses turning around. Yeah, Catch an Ace, 2 back was a victory. And before that, hit the board with frequency. A horse that when she comes up the class ladder and kind of finds her groove, she can race competitively at the preferred level. This is a tough group, though. I mean, this is much tougher than what you usually would meet, I think, top to bottom. I thought that the top 3 selections for myself were the ones that should decide it.
Well, and look at number 3, Escape the House. I'll mention that I used this one third in behind the logical 6 and 7, and yet Escape the House is sitting at 4-1. I'm surprised that one has kind of escaped everybody's attention because Well, look, the last race wasn't in quite as tough, but still, that was a good mile, and this is one that raced Buffalo Raceway a solid mile, shows some decent form.
Yeah, I think it's just again level of competition, right? This class came up pretty tough. The likes of Major League, a horse that in her best day races in the Filly Mares Preferred at Mohawk Park, so frisky, who's been racing, against so much more last time in the Forest City, and of course Heaven Showgirl, who, those two victories were so impressive. The last couple weren't, so great. She rebounds though. She can be right there as well. She's taking a lot of support too at 3-1. I mean, she does have the post edge. I get it. But I thought that you'd have to, lean heavily in the direction of So Frisky in Major League over her. But again, she struts her stuff tonight. She can make her presence felt from the rail.
Well, my real thought was So Frisky that there's so much early speed, and maybe Major League, Heaven Showgirl gets maybe a little stubborn and at least sets up a good pace scenario. And So Frisky can be a really good closer, and it might really play into her. Now, 4-5, I didn't anticipate that price.
Yeah, I mean, if she's going to try to close, though, I think Major League has easier time getting to the lead. I think So Frisky's going to be pointed tonight, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we're going to find out because they are in behind the gate, and it is Heaven's Showgirl, My Only Sunshine on the inside. In the center, Escape the House, Wildcat Delight, and Catch an Ace. And on the outside, So Frisky in Major League. It's a field of 7, race number 9, and it is post time. Field for the 9th race is swinging into the stretch drive and gathering speed. There at the start of the rough, Heaven Showgirl is going to drive with My Only Sunshine. Major League from the outside. Those the first 3. Then Escape the House and So Frisky and Wildcat Delight, and trailing is Catch an Ace. But Heaven Showgirl, My Only Sunshine. Major League is still out 3 wide. Then it is Escape the House. So Frisky is 5th away. Then Wildcat Delight and Catch an Ace. Major League continues on. Major League as they're about to round first base, and Major League is going to come on and take the front now. Heaven Showgirl is 2nd. My Only Sunshine is 3rd. Then Escape the House and So Frisky. Then it is back to Wildcat Delight and Catch an Ace. Opening quarter was recorded, we'll give it to you later, and they race their way off the turn and they come on towards us. Major League has got the front. Major League, Heaven Showgirl is right there in the pocket. My Only Sunshine is 3rd. Now here comes So Frisky to flash to the outside, and Escape the House is on the inside racing 5th, and then Wildcat Delight and back to the trailer, Catch an Ace as they race their way into the backstretch. And right now it is Major League, Heaven Showgirl, but here it comes So Frisky now, trying to close hard against Major League. It is Major League, and So Frisky is all the way up to just about a length off the lead now in closing. Heaven Showgirl is 3rd. Then My Only Sunshine, Wildcat Delight, Escape the House, and then Catch an Ace. But now it is So Frisky on even terms with Major League as they stride on by 3/4. And it is So Frisky now comes on and takes a lead of a length. So Frisky, Major League on the inside doesn't have an answer for So Frisky right now, although is starting to fight back a bit, but it is So Frisky looking game as they turn for home. So Frisky, Major League on down the stretch drive. So Frisky as they come on to the finish. So Frisky was Frisky to the finish and wins it. Major League hung tough for 2nd. Then it was Wildcat Delight and My Only Sunshine. The 9th race goes to So Frisky, and Rob got away 5th, but then moved it on up and had lots to come on by.
Yeah, it did. Was trying to, going forward off the gate anyways, but kind of bailed out like you thought, right? Just sit, I'll take a seat and watch it all develop. That's what the game plan was for Colin Kelly and So Frisky. Major League kept driving to the lead, and not a poor effort from her at all. I thought she raced fantastic. She actually really fought in gamely, dug in to try to hold off So Frisky in the stretch, but didn't have the horsepower to do it. And really, it ends up playing out the way the race office saw the race, right? These two had to draw in their own category. They worked from the outside of the gate. They end up finishing 1-2, different racing styles, but didn't matter in the end.
And I don't think that time can be right, because then we're talking equaling a track record. But it's still nonetheless, actually Major League did a nice job of staying with it to the finish. He didn't pack it in.
Yeah, no, she raced well, and I thought that when she touched down in the front, I said, okay, well, usually, when she races, over the B tracks and can get to the lead, she's pretty tough, and she dug in gamely, but she just didn't have anything to hold off so frisky. Obviously, bit of a, I guess, trip advantage you'd say as well, and a horse that, like I just said, last time was taking on, the legs of so much more and some really nice mares in the Forest City. So good to see her get back to the winner's circle.
Yeah, it's too bad I didn't get to see the fractions because I thought that the pace would be solid and that would help out So Frisky, and it certainly looked solid. Coming back in front of us, number 6, So Frisky, 7-year-old Dally Bay mare, owned by Luc Ouellette, trained by Nita Ouellette. Colin Kelly, the winning driver. It is the sixth win this year, 35th lifetime. So Frisky, victorious in, we'll give you the time later. The ninth race, payout 6 So Frisky. 450, 290, 280, 7 Major League, 310, 240, and 4 Wildcat Delight, 330. $2 exactor, 10.90, dollar try, 21.10, dollar super, 75.70. Ninth race, sort of finish in the top down, 7-4-6-3-5-1-2. That's 7-4-6-3-5-1-2 on the bottom. Field for the 10th on parade 1, Indigenous Hanover. Brett McDonough for Nikki Colmena and Bruno Colmena. Number 2 is Moon Watcher, Dan Meegans for Janice Van Nest. And number 3 is Shanghai Kai, Lauren House for Scott McNiven and Kimberly McNiven and Donald Douglas. 4 Scratch, 5 Silverback Jack, Colin Kelly for Brett Lester and Marissa Wilson. Number 6 Notorious Hanover, Jason Ryan for Amanda Fine and Steve Heimbacher. Number 7, Twinbee Rise and Shine, Travis Henry for Francis Dumichel and Kingston Henry and Gaston Bibo. Number 8 is Sunshine Love, Jay Harris for Lori LePage and Rebecca Williamson. And 9 is Last Call Jerome, Preston Shaw for Ruth Moore and James Hasty. It's a field of 8 for race number 10. Let's get a look at this field, and right away we'll start with number 6, Notorious Hanover, Jason Ryan for Amanda Fine, who's having a fine year so far. Notorious Hanover, Rob.
Yeah, Notorious Hanover. I mean, last time, some beach somewhere, right? A division of that race got away. Eighth off the gate from post 7, only advanced 1 position, but back half 54 and 2. No chance against that group, and now much more palatable company right here at the river. It's only beaten ahead 2 back to the will to play. That was post 7 as well. Does have to work from a difficult spot tonight with the 6th hole, but I think that he can get around this group. Actually, now it'll be post 5, right, with the scratch of the 4. Better be a terror. So I thought that he looked like the one to beat. Surprised he's not playing out as the favorite right now. I think we'll still see that come post time. 5-2 though, if it holds. That's a nice price in the 6 Notorious Hanover.
Number 2, Moon Watcher, if you just stroke out that post 8 start and then look at the other two, they're fine efforts. Moon Watcher gets to lead from a favorable post. Dan Meegans 4-1.
Yeah, I was fond of this one last time, and likely, needed to get a start back under his belt after that distance line that you mentioned on May the 18th at Flamborough Downs, and it was a decent effort, right? Finished third, was kind of showed some life on the end of the mile, got beat just over a length, got hammered down though, right to 2-1, and now better number this week, 4-1 on the board. Moves out 1 spot on the gate, but should be in the mix throughout. And with his best, he's kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Hyde type, but at his best, he can certainly emerge victorious against this group.
Number 1, Indigenous Hanover is getting a lot of love, 7-5, and this is one whose record on the season is just okay. But he's good when he gets off the gate. You look at the 2 strong efforts on the page, and both of them got away well.
Yeah, and I think you've got to give him respect off the win last time and the fact that he's got the rail today. However, those starts before that, now winners of 2 at Flamborough, Notorious Hanover only got beat ahead against a much tougher group, and now winners of 3. So I have a hard time putting him ahead of Notorious Hanover. I know the post is obviously much more in his favor, but I still think that the other one is a better racehorse. At least he is right now. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'd be leaning 5-2 on him and passing on the 3-2 right now in Indigenous Hanover. But I think you have to use him everywhere in the exotics, strictly because of the post and the fact that he should be confident.
Well, I leaned to early speed, but to be honest with you, I do agree with you that Notorious Hanover is the better horse. And if it plays out, Notorious Hanover should have a good chance to win. But I went to the early speed. Number 3, Shanghai Kai, also has early speed.
Yeah, another one, inside speed, right? Lauren House and probably going to want to get situated into a favorable spot off the switch. 21-1. I mean, that's a much bigger number than he probably should be, and one that you need to have, in the high 5 at a minimum. Again, just getting overlooked probably because there are so many viable options in here. And for me, I would be using him, 3rd, 4th, 5th, just hoping he can sneak a favorable journey and hold on for a piece at the end.
A horse that Number 5, Silverback Jack. It is Colin Kelly, Brett Lester, but this one just 9 out of 16 in the top 3 on the year. But overall, just he kind of disappoints sometimes. He'll come up with a good effort, and then he won't look good.
Yeah, camera shy, right? Like he gets pieces, but he doesn't get to the winner's circle. He's got only one victory in his career, but hot, connections, and maybe we'll see this one get a bigger chunk of it tonight. 10-1 on the board. The price is okay, but for me, a smaller share is likely a ceiling.
Yeah, I used him just for 4th, but well. This is to break the tie on the evening. I've got Indigenous Hanover on the inside, and you got 6 Notorious Hanover, and I kind of think you might be on the right one, but went to the inside speed, and they're backing Indigenous Hanover to even money. Moonwatcher on the inside, along with Indigenous Hanover. In the center, Shanghai Kai, Silverback Jack, Notorious Hanover. To the outside, Twin B, Rise and Shine, and Sunshine Love. In the second tier, Last Call Jerome. It's a field of 8 for race number 10. There at the start of the rough, Indigenous Hanover, Moonwatcher, Shanghai Kai is coming out very strongly into that first turn. Shanghai Kai is going to grab the lead. Indigenous Hanover is going to fill the pocket. Then third is Silverback Jack, and then it is Moonwatcher, Notorious Hanover. Then it is back further to Silverback Jack, Twin B, Rise and Shine, and Sunshine Love. And now Indigenous Hanover is going to claim the front, and Shanghai Kai is going to race from the pocket. Then third, as they race on past that opening quarter, is Last Call Jerome in front of Moonwatcher. Notorious Hanover is 5th away. Then it is back to Silverback Jack, Twin B, Rise and Shine, and Sunshine Love, 28-2 the opening quarter. Indigenous Hanover now at 5-2 as they race their way off the turn. Shanghai Kai is racing second as they work on towards us. Then Last Call Jerome, and now Last Call Jerome was popped out to come first over. Moonwatcher, and then also on the outside, Notorious Hanover, 3rd over. Then Silverback Jack, Twin B, Rise and Shine, and Sunshine Love. It is Indigenous Hanover's got the lead. 58-1 halftime. Into the backstretch they go. Last Call Jerome is alongside Indigenous Hanover. They stride up together. Moonwatcher is racing third, and now Last Call Jerome has taken the lead. Last Call Jerome, Indigenous Hanover could not hold off Last Call Jerome. Moonwatcher is moving up and taking second. Notorious Hanover is now grabbing third. Indigenous Hanover is retreating and is back to fourth. And then Silverback Jack and Shanghai Kai. Sunshine Love and Twin B, Rise and Shine. Last Call Jerome, Moonwatcher as they're about to turn for home. 3/4, 1:26-4, a 28-3 third panel. Notorious Hanover is getting closer now as they come on down the stretch drive. Last Call Jerome and Moonwatcher. Moonwatcher is flying. Moonwatcher as they come to the finish. Moonwatcher wins it. Notorious Hanover was second. Last Call Jerome third. And then fourth goes to Silverback Jack, 155-3. Moonwatcher at a healthy 7-1, Rob.
Yeah, it is. It really is a big price, Gary. And you know what? I'm kicking myself. I mean, I used this one in the pick 4 and the pick 5. Didn't matter. I was already dead in those. And, I thought that he'd be the key to really making it pay. And I thought we might see this version of him last time. We didn't see it. This time around, much better and a strong victory at 7-1. I thought there was 2 that stood out in here. I sided with Notorious Hanover. That one I just couldn't get there. But Moonwatcher, like I said, when he's on his game, he's tough to beat, and that was a real solid effort tonight.
Yeah, Moonwatcher, that price is a little high because Moonwatcher, your second choice in here, you had the top 2 in the reverse order. But Moonwatcher, that's a lovely 7-1, and we did like a lot of things about him, Moonwatcher and Dan Begans, and Dan Begans often put up some decent numbers in the past as a trainer as well.
Yeah, and and not afraid to put this horse into play too, right? I mean, I thought he was going to be first over, and I was like, okay, this is going to be good because they'll end up finishing first and second that way. Then Last Call Jerome pulled first up, and this one got a second over toe, ended up first over again around the turn, and then was bringing Notorious Hanover into it. So really, Notorious Hanover should be able to get the better of him with that trip, but no, Moonwatcher was too good. So, Last Call Jerome, nice effort from that one, right? 30-1, made a first over move at a big price, went past the horse that got back down to 5-2. And nice effort to be third. And this high 5 will be interesting, right? Because now you get the big favorite beat with a 7-1 shot, and then have all double-digit horses, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So very curious to see what this will pay.
Yeah, and Indigenous Hanover took a bunch of money too, and it probably wound up as the second choice, but he had no excuse.
No, no, not really. You know, you get that second quarter breather. You think you're going to stick around for a big piece of it, and when last call Jerome came at him, there was nothing to offer. So, back to the drawing board. I mean, nice win last time. I'm sure he'll bounce back after that one.
Well, I had a feeling that the six might be the one to beat, but Moonwatcher at 7-1 ended up being the one to beat in there. 26958 as the top five. And coming back in front of us, number two, Moonwatcher, 4-year-old. He's watching a black horse owned by Janice Van Nest and Dan Meegans. Dan's also the trainer and the winning driver. First win this year and the fifth lifetime. Moon Watcher, 155-3. That's a new career mark for Moon Watcher. The 10th race payouts, number two, Moon Watcher, 1610, 460, 496. Notorious Hen, number 240, 320. 9, last call Jerome, $9.40. The $2 exactor, $37.10 try, 253.85. The double, 33.60. Dollar pick three, 134.75. The dollar pick four, 361.25. And the dollar pick five, 1,379.15. 20-cent high five, $1,111.18. Ka-ching. The 10th race, order finish from the top down, 718, scratch 42653 in the bottom. Once again from the top down, 718, scratch 42653 on the bottom. That does conclude the live harness racing program for this Friday evening. Action resumes on Monday with a first race of 6:30 p.m. That is Monday, a Manic Monday, 6:30 p.m. post time. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Manic Monday.